Hi everyone, today we have a new video review, and as you can see, this time the main subject is quite tiny because we have a 100 scale kit from Zvezda. And by the way, this model was purchased with your help and your donation, so special thank you. And as you can see, it's a T-70B, a Soviet white tank in such a tiny scale. It should be quite an interesting build because you don't have to assemble a lot of parts together. And as you can see here, we have a small note that this is actually a snap fit kit, so you don't have to use glue even here. So it might be interesting for some modders who would like to do some weekend build. Maybe it's a one-day build even. So we have the final shape of this kit here. And by the way, the kit number is 6290. You will also see it in the name of this video in case you miss it. And the box size is really tiny, but it doesn't have to be huge. Here you can see comparison with my hand. I can completely cover the box. We have quite nice box art on the sides. Oops, sorry. So on the sides we have some safety information and also the barcode, while on the opposite side you can see the ad for other kits, which we also reviewed on our YouTube channel, and I recommend to check them. And here on the rear side you can see the pictures of the assembled model. I think this is unpainted kit here on the pictures, but obviously you can assemble everything and paint it as in the way you like it. So you can see also here we have some information about the kit. So the assembled vehicle will be 4.3 centimeters long. So this is not a huge dimension, let's say, and yet we get 16 parts to assemble. So it's interesting how the overall design is done here. And the box is sealed with this tape with Zvezda logo, so that's why I will need a knife for cutting through. So just give me a second, let's do it quickly. Okay, and this is a side opening box. As you can see, inside we should get plastic parts. Actually there are two plastic sprues. This is quite funny. For such tiny model we get two sprues. They come in the sealed plastic bag, so I'm going to cut through it right now and we will take a closer look together. So just give me a moment. It's just a matter of cutting through all of these parts. Okay, so as you might have noticed, we get the olive colored spruce. And here is the first one. Maybe I'll open the lenses even more so that you can see at least some parts here. But overall design is quite understandable. So we have the, for example, the drivetrain. We have the road wheels molded together with the tracks. And this is something what is a good feature in this scale, in this size, because otherwise you won't be able to assemble it. Well, you are, let's say, able to build it, but it will require a lot of time, especially if you get the separate track links. And believe me, I saw such kits available, and this is definitely not a pleasurable experience. And here we also have the side panels for the lower hull section. I guess this is the bottom. Maybe. We also get this flag for the wargaming, because 100 scale is usually used in the war games. And if I flip it over here inside, you can see also we have a really nice guiding elements, because they are quite huge. It's difficult to miss them, and they will be holding everything intact without any glue. As you remember, we have a snap fit kit. So that's why it is important to have such large guiding elements which will be holding and aligning the parts in a proper way. But again, I really like this approach to the design, that we get the road wheels molded together with tracks. Maybe it will be a bit of a challenge to paint all these rubber bandages around the wheels, but this is something what you have to live with if you would like to get such tiny kit. And I think the sharp brush and also good paint should help you to get a nice result here. Next, we continue with the second sprue. So here we get the remaining parts, and as you can guess, we get the lower hull section. So that's quite interesting, because as you remember, we had this panel. So I guess it will be holding both the bottom, top, and side panels together. So quite an interesting design with the, let's say, middle top inside. Also, this is the top hull section, as you can see, together with the glacis plate. We have the turret assembled out of several parts. Obviously, all hatches are molded in, and I think it would be strange to expect something different from such a tiny kit, but still, everything looks nice. I like the pre-molded features here, and let's not forget about the final shape or final dimensions of this model. It won't be huge, so that's why all of the stuff you get here out of the box looks quite nice. And if we flip it over, we see exactly what I was talking about. So we have the guiding elements, and these guiding elements, I would say, if we can put it this way, they are dummy proof. So as you can see, for example, on the top panel we have several guiding points, 2 of them to be precise, but here on the bottom one we have 3 of them, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, so that's the bottom panel. So you won't be able to confuse the way how this middle section should be attached. So it's quite a smart design, and maybe it's a kit which can be also a first try for beginner modelers, because as you can see here, you don't have to do a lot of work trying to align all of the parts together. Obviously, you do not get a lot of things you can open or modify. You cannot get a lot of assembly options out of such kit, but in my opinion, this is an acceptable sacrifice in order to get a really nice set for a reasonable price. I mean, it's quite cheap. And assembly manual here, it's printed in black and white, so that's why I'm closing the lenses. And first of all, we have a short history note here. By the way, regarding the wargaming here, you can see Art of Tactic. You can also here can see the website, so if you would like to visit and read a bit more about this wargame, feel free. And frankly speaking, I haven't seen it in person. I've seen it only on the videos, but it looks like an interesting genre to try. But for now, I am staying only with the scale models. I'm not going into the wargaming for now. Okay, and here if you flip it over, we can see the assembly scheme. So first of all, we start with the turret, and the turret, funny enough, it has the same design as the main hull. So as you can see, we have this middle section which is holding everything in place, meaning the bottom and top panel, and then we have a separate faceplate and main gun. And by the way, the main gun is molded as a single piece part. The same can be said about here the exhaust stack, so this is also quite cool. And as you can see, the actual assembly of the main hull is exactly what I was discussing or describing a few seconds ago. So it's a matter of combining all of these panels on the middle part. So quite a smart design, quite a simple one. Of course, you can ensure that everything sits, let's say, intact and properly with help of glue, but in my experience, and you can see the build review of one of such kits on the YouTube channel, so in my experience they were quite sturdy, and the glue is required in really exceptional cases. Not in this one for sure. I think here everything will be sitting in place without any additional things. So of course I will be happy to hear your opinion about such release. Do you build such tiny models? Write it here in the comment section below. If you like this video, press the like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and I will see you in the next video review as usual. Thank you for joining me today, and bye.